Hey, welcome to Middle Ground Books After Hours.
I'm Megan.
I'm Deborah.
And I'm Lance. And today, we don't really have an outline.
Yay! We like to.
Just
Free form.
This is Middle Ground Books After Hours, and so we are three of us, the owners of Middle Ground Books in Emporia, Kansas. Feel free to come by and see us anytime during the hours when we're actually open, which is from noon to 8, Tuesday through Friday, and 10 to 4, Saturday and Sunday. And Monday, we're closed.
Because we need to
at least one day
recover.
Yeah.
So it's October now.
Woohoo.
And our fine sound tech guy, whose name is not Steve.
Sorry, Ron.
That's kind of an inside joke, but at least Ron will get it. So Ron Wilkins II, who is, what's the name of the studio, is Cosmic Atom
Yes.
Sound
That
Studios.
sounds right.
So excited to have him doing the work for us so that we don't have to.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
That's really
as
what it
small
boils down to.
business owners, we do have a lot of work and a lot of tasks on our plate
And
already.
Today was really quite a day. Like today was a
yeah. You were manning the store by yourself for a while.
cat in the
so-
dryer sort of day today. Like it was.
But we survived.
We did it.
We did. Even without a dryer sheet. Not that would have helped. So Megan is excited because it's fall. And
Though it doesn't feel like it. I'd be more excited if it actually felt like fall outside.
speaking of falling,
My microphone just fell from its stand.
You all right? Do you need a minute?
I'm fine. It didn't hurt me.
No, it's been like 80 degrees and it's October. I don't like.
And
I
we
hate
have
it.
like 3 red leaves on our maple tree. It should be a pretty brilliant shade of orange red, or is it red orange? Remember on the crayons there was orange red and red orange.
yeah, whichever got top billing that season.
Is that what it was?
I think it's which was more dominant. If it's more red than
Okay,
orange.
but
Anyway.
I think so. But what is it? The first one that's more dominant, or
I think so.
Okay.
And I just want to point out to anyone who's listening along, yes, we are in Emporia. You can hear the train going along in the background.
I mean, it's kind of hard to avoid them. Like they're
Ubiquitous.
they're constantly going through town.
Yes.
Like we can't help it. But yeah, no, I'm excited that it's October. It's like usually October is one of my favorite months. 'Cause it's like really like fall then. And like usually it's a lot more crisp and cool, but no, it's
Not
been 80
yet.
degrees and I hate it.
But
Thanks,
it's
global
nice,
warming.
But it's nice in the morning. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I'm ready for it to be like that all day long. Like the nice, cool,
But
crisp air.
Megan, you're a
and-
librarian. Like, that's not like you're out in it.
That's
Like,
true. It,
you have to wear a cardigan year round.
do because the library. I mean, it's
Boy,
part.
this air conditioning is just the same as it is every day that I'm in here. And
Good
then,
point.
this heater is, it's right, between 68 and 72
Hey.
degrees. It's that
I think they do that
devilish
on
walk
purpose.
from the door to my car that's just killing me.
I said I think they do that on purpose though because librarians like we kind of it's like a thing that we wear cardigans. Cardigans are the lab coats of library science or something. So like
It's the uniform.
yeah, you gotta. So that's probably why. I don't know. That's probably not true. But I don't have any control over the thermostat in any way. But I like going out in the fall and seeing the leaves and just
I like to
being
run
out
in
in
the
the
ditches and
crisp
crunch
air.
in the
Oh,
leaves.
yeah.
Crunch,
but
crunch, crunch.
it's like anymore we go straight from uncomfortably hot to just like bam, it's freaking cold now. And I don't like that.
Well,
I want my fall, dang it.
we'll get some fall weather probably between
Maybe
Christmas
1 week.
between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah, we'll have like 1 week where it'll be beautiful. We did have and maybe we already got our 1 week because we did have 1 week where it was nice.
We did. Yes.
It was really beautiful weather,
In
and it
September.
was starting to feel like fall, and then it was like, just kidding, still summer, and I'm not happy about it.
It has not been over 90 degrees.
It's been pretty close to 90
It was
sometimes.
87.
The other day,
Yeah.
and so yeah, boo, not like a ghost kind of boo. I mean, like no, not that kind of boo. That's not because I'm not in that mindset yet. Like it is October, but it doesn't feel like it at all.
Maybe if I buy you some candy corn.
Well, and it's not like we're in like Hawaii or Florida. Like, what would you do if we're in Florida?
It might actually be cooler there than it is here. Strange
I don't
things like
know.
that happen.
They do. I don't think I would like living in Florida.
Because of
it's
the
great.
alligators?
Well, yes, probably that. But
Florida
I think
man.
It's more.
I was
yeah,
thinking of that too, yeah.
those
I
Florida
really
men.
want to see them add Florida Man to the MCU. Or I don't know. Would Florida Man go in the MCU or DC? Like, is Florida Man?
It depends on if he is the hero or the villain.
I think the villain, because there was that one headlight, Florida man robs drive-through with alligator. That was the one I was thinking.
Yeah, I would like.
Is
to see
that
him as a
villainous or is
hero,
that
though.
just ridiculous? Like, to me, that sounds just so over the top ridiculous.
Yeah,
that-
but a hero wouldn't rob a drive-through.
I mean, depending on which drive-through. And what did he get? Like, what was he? What
I
was
don't
he
think
just
he got
trying to get chicken
anything,
nuggets?
But the person
Like,
at the window got attacked
hand
by
over
an
all your
alligator.
chicken. Hand over all your chicken nuggets,
Or else
or else.
or else the
the
alligator,
alligator will leap through the window at you.
Why do you
which
think
it
he wanted
did.
chicken nuggets? Like,
help feed his alligator.
This is life or death here.
Give me some nuggets or the alligator's eating me.
How do we get on this topic? Anyway, I don't think I would enjoy living in Florida. It's great at around, February, but I think,
December, it was nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the winter months, sure.
So
It's very pleasant, but in the summer, I've been there in the summer and no thank you.
in the summer, you just need to be actually in the ocean, and then it's fine.
I just never get out. You just stay in the water
you
the
just
whole time.
sit in the ocean.
I don't know that is
I'm
what
a
Floridians do.
I'm a mermaid.
Well, so on the topic of spooky things, and also warming water temperatures, I put it in the newsletter last month for Middle Ground Books, which the book is called Lobster Trap, and it was one of the advanced listening copies from Libro FM. It's one of those books you need to listen to and not read.
Yeah, a lot of nonfiction is like that for me. I feel like I absorb it much better as an audiobook than I do just reading a nonfiction book
Yeah, because then it's kind of like you're listening to a news report.
or a podcast.
And when I'm reading, I
It's
want
a
to use my
podcast
imagination.
without Florida Man.
Yes. When I'm reading, I want to use my imagination and
Well, and for me, like a lot of times in nonfiction, they tend to be quite long books, which I think is kind of what you were getting towards, Lance.
No,
that it was very
on-
like dense material.
On Lobster Trap,
And very-
and I need to look up specifically who the author is. For me, on books like Lobster Trap or Proto or some of the bigger, more daunting nonfiction books, I can just let the information flow over me. It's by Greg Mercer, The Global Fight for Seafood on the Brink. It's like he started with the North American lobster, which is different from the European green lobster. And all the way, there's history going back to, when the Americas were first discovered and how the lobsters were huge and amazing. And then it also covers the indigenous people and their struggle for having a livelihood. And this is in Canada, a lot of it, because, and this comes back to what we were talking about with rising ocean temperatures. So originally there used to be there was a lobster boom. I think it was back in the 90s, where around Boston, they were just having
1990s?
yeah,
Or
yeah, 1990s. They had these
Because
booming
you were
catches.
talking about history, so there's lots of 90s.
True. And so they were catching all these lobsters because the water temperature had warmed to be the butter zone for lobsters, where
They were happy.
and so at that point there was more marketing of the lobster. For a while there was actually in that area, we never saw them in Kansas, I'm pretty sure, a Mick lobster patty. There was a Mick
that wouldn't have made it out
McDonald's.
here.
yeah, there was a Mick lobster sandwich.
No, we had McRibs because we're a farm state. So
Yeah,
we had
we are
pigs
landlocked.
and beef. And
I'm not sure that the McRib has
has
any
any
pork.
pork? It's true. Does the hamburger have any beef?
I mean, also.
It has
I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
Anyway, the book is just amazing, but the big thing was how water temperatures are continuing to rise. He doesn't actually call it global warming. He does talk about as climate change.
Sure.
And so he's not really making
trying
it
to avoid any political statements.
Well, and
he's
he's
just
staying-
observing that the water is getting warmer.
Yeah, and he's staying on topic.
Yeah.
And so lobster populations continue to migrate north as water temperatures are getting warmer. So they keep pushing north. And so now there's scarcity
Canada.
issues in Canada. And it talks everything from lobster biology to world trade and the influence of how China really wants these big red lobsters because red's an auspicious color and
Right.
they want to be able to show off wealth. And it's a big thing for like their Christmas.
Interesting how colors are different in different cultures, because to me, I associate red with blood, sunburns, not necessarily positive things.
Yeah.
And like we as, Westerners, we wear black for funerals, but other cultures wear other colors.
Yeah.
And
Isn't
Yeah.
it white in some cultures where they
which
wear white?
we
at
associate
funerals?
with weddings. And so red is a good color for them.
Yes.
And
it's very
red was
lucky.
a bad color in Egypt because it was
Yeah.
the color of desert. And black was good because it was the color of tilled soil. So,
Yeah, where the dirt is fertile.
yeah.
That makes sense.
So a lot of it seems to maybe boil down to the context of that culture. Like,
So that makes me wonder about the China red, why it's good there.
I don't know. But I know it's a very,
What I wonder is what % of Kansans have actually even eaten genuine lobster?
real lobster.
Because I think the first time I ever had it was in like 2020 was the first time, and I don't know that I've had it since.
I think maybe.
Oh no, did we have some when we were in the Pacific Northwest? Did we have
No.
lobster? No, we had crab. So yeah, I don't think I've had it since
I don't know.
we had it all.
I'm
we
trying
had
to
it
remember.
together in 2020.
I'm trying to remember if I had some when I went to Boston when I was in like high school. I don't remember if I had crab or lobster.
I think that you didn't, because I think that when we all had lobster together in 2020, it was like a first time for us.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
I know that it's delicious, dipped
Yeah.
in melted butter.
Well, I mean, what isn't?
Well,
What isn't? Now you've challenged me.
Skittles, maybe?
but going back to the book, Greg Mercer, The Lobster Trap, is, spooky in the sense of, water temperatures are rising. There are lobsters in the ocean. And the crazy thing is on regulation. I think it's the U.S. No, or maybe it's Canada, has a limit on how many lobster pots or lobster traps you can put out. And it's like 800 or 1,000, or it's like a big
That seems
number.
like a large amount, not much of a limit.
And there is no limit on the actual tonnage of lobster. Like, they're not really counting.
How many you're getting in
They're
those
not
traps?
they're not counting how many you're getting in the traps. They're just counting the number of traps that you've got out. And how they count that, I'm not really sure. And like the licensing to become a lobster fisherman is like in the millions of dollars just to have a
To
license.
get a license.
Wow. That's insane. How do you... Okay. No wonder
Maybe
lobster's so expensive.
Maybe it's one of those inherited familial business sort of arrangements at this point.
And it's
Like you
would
couldn't
have to be,
You
I
couldn't
would
have a
think.
startup lobster fisherman, because who would invest? I want $1.6 million so I can start
A
fishing
lobster business, which
have you?
now
Do you have any
lobsters are-
experience doing it? Well, no, because it's
Yeah.
got to be something.
They've been doing for
Yeah.
decades at least,
yeah.
if not longer.
So that's a book, a very Halloween-centric book.
Well, I mean, there could be like a B grade horror movie where the monster is a giant lobster.
Oh, there probably isn't that
The
wasn't
Lock
that in
and Company.
That
or
was
Yeah,
the plot
Lock
of yes,
Lock and Key.
Lock and Key? Yes, the
The
I don't remember
horrible
what
lobster
the movie was called that they were
monster thing.
making in that. What was it called? I don't know, but it was ridiculous. Like he's like the lobster was the villain in their slasher movie, and it was like chopping people up with its claws.
I don't like spooky books.
So
do.
did you? So when I was like in 6th through 8th grade, 5th through 8th grade.
R.L. Stein.
No, I read Poe,
Oh,
And
that's
Stephen King. I read Christine and Pet Sematary.
you read these in middle school.
Yeah. And Tommy Knockers. It is nearly one of the worst books I've ever read.
Oh, I've only read one Stephen King book.
Did you get these from your school library, your public library?
Public library.
Okay.
Librarians are happy to give you this sort of stuff.
Sure.
Right. Because
I mean, you're
that
committed.
could segue into banned books, because I'm sure there's some people who would just be like, oh, you read that way,
But you were a kid who wanted to read, so they're
not going to deny you books.
Sure, have a book.
As a librarian, I'm giving kids books. And it's not my job to tell them what they can and can't read, because
You're not their parent.
But I think I read them because like people were like, oh, that's a big book. And oh, aren't you a little young for that?
So it was like a matter of bragging rights?
Well, I don't know if it's bragging rights or just being contrarian.
Well,
or,
and that's why I think with the whole banned books thing, when people are like, you can't read this book. Of course, the next thing that kid wants to do is read that freaking book. Like, so that's why banning books is the stupidest thing, because it brings attention to the book. And if you had just shut your mouth and not drawn attention to it, the kid probably wouldn't have even picked it up. But because you're talking about you can't read this, the kid wants to read it. Like, that's just how it is. Anyway.
But we were talking about this before, that like, and I did a little research again for the newsletter for this month about specifically about the Anarchist Cookbook. Since our pilot episodes, you guys aren't going to get to hear those. This is actually, I think,
going to be our first aired
potentially
episode,
going to be our first aired episode. The Anarchist Cookbook is used to be a photocopied compendium of potentially bad ideas. Like, this is
like how to make bombs.
This is how you make
idea?
napalm. This is how you this is how you make an IED. This is how you
make your own
gunpowder or thermite, or it's like a science text,
a science experiment cookbook
for revolutionaries kind of thing.
Okay.
And so it's always been kind of on the underground, but we had in the store, we had some hardback copies that we sold for $29.99.
We sold several of them.
They flew off the shelves.
Yeah, people always wanted it.
And I was doing research. The Anarchist Cookbook is banned in Australia because they say that
anarchy's not allowed there.
Yeah, and that they say that it foments violence and insurrectionist
I feel like, though,
behaviors.
people are going to figure that stuff out if they want to.
I feel like people are constantly blowing things up. Maybe that's just an American thing. Do people in rural places all over the world just have fun blowing things up, or is that a
if you happen
uniquely
to
American
live
pastime
in some other country and you're listening to this podcast and you like to blow things up, please just
let us know.
I'm seriously asking, is it just a weird American thing? Because, like, think about it. We celebrate the birth of our country by blowing stuff up. But I seriously do wonder, though.
So anyway, don't know. But in Britain, the book is not banned, but mysteriously it's beset by difficulties in distribution and sales. The book isn't banned. It's just
restricted access.
There's so many struggles that are put forward.
Yes.
Liabilities, et cetera,
Which is why book banners love to say, oh, books aren't banned. You could buy it. You could still, like, there are still these channels you can get it through. It's not banned, but they are limiting. Like, they know what the hell they're doing. They're limiting the access to it, and they're limiting the ease of accessibility to it. But that they still claim, oh, it's not banned.
Okay,
you could still go through this app. Like, it's not completely just there's none in existence at all ever anywhere. But they've put the work in to limit and restrict access.
It's more surprising that we were ever able to easily access the book that's more surprising than the fact that it's not readily available now. Like, why were we formerly able to get it if it's... Do you see what I'm trying to ask?
In book banning in recent years.
We're thinking about it backwards, that it's not surprising that it's unavailable now. Rather, it's surprising that it was formerly available, because it seems in other places...
It's not banned or restricted.
It is banned and restricted. So it's more surprising that we were able to get it at some point.
I should do some more research. Maybe for next time I can do some more research on the Anarchist Cookbook, because there was a time when it was actually existed, because it was never like the gatekeepers back in the day, the publishing agencies, most of them wouldn't have published it.
Yeah.
Because it was the Anarchist Cookbook.
Right.
And it was largely past grassroots as photocopies, and people would get a copy of it and make a photocopy of it and pass it along. And that was kind of how it existed.
Right.
Do you think it could be because of technology? So like we talked about a little bit before, like fan fiction, it gets shared around the internet and then it ends up getting published. Like, was it a thing like that? Whereas like someone scanned it and it showed up online and then people were sharing it online and then
And then
something like that,
printed
maybe?
it.
I don't know. I haven't researched and delved into it. I just know that we had it in the store and now we can't get it.
Well,
conveniently.
And more
as there's more and more unrest.
Megan and I talked about this earlier, and I wrote a little article about it in the newsletter that you haven't read yet. But our copy that we paid $29.99 for in a hardback, and I don't think it has an author associated. So I want to say that it arose just from people putting this thing together. Anyway, our copy that we sold for $29.99 6 months ago in a hardcover, now Amazon lists at $275. You can still buy the paperback on Amazon for $30.
But it's not banned.
It's not banned. And Megan and I were talking about how the difference between the big online retailers and us is that if we've got a book on the shelf and somebody comes in with cash and pays for it, we have no idea who that went to.
Or what they do
no.
with it.
Right.
Or
No.
So anybody can come into the store, buy it, walk out with it, and we don't know who it is, and the government doesn't know who it is because they didn't pay with the card.
And they can pass it on to whomever they want to.
But if you buy something on Amazon,
They know exactly where you live.
Well, or at least
Where
where
to
you had it
find ya.
delivered.
and to have that information subpoenaed wouldn't be really difficult because, there's online booksellers, there's Amazon, and there's Barnes & Noble, and that's pretty much it. So everybody else deals with credit card, and then your financial records are easy enough to subpoena.
Pull, yeah.
But bookstores, indie bookstores, and libraries, because librarians...
Respect freedom of speech and
Privacy. Privacy's a big one.
So you talk about that, Megan.
My courses that I took, one of them was on library ethics, and a big, big part of that is privacy. Like, we're not telling other people anybody's business, anybody's information. And in fact, there's some things that like we don't even keep records of, depending on your ILS system. A lot of things, like if they even wanted to know who checked this out, there are some systems where it doesn't keep track of it, at least for not for very long. There's like a short window where it'll say who is checked out. But after a while, like it'll say how many times it has been circulated, but it won't tell you exactly who has checked it out. And that's because of this, like because of people wanting to come in and be like, who checked out this book? Well, we don't know.
And they can't get that information without a warrant.
Yeah. We're not going to tell you nothing.
So,
I mean, we don't even,
Well,
like
and-
when police come into the building and say, we're looking for this person, like, well, you're welcome to look around, but like, we don't tell them, yeah, this person's here, like we're not doing that.
no, because it's a public place.
Right.
And, yeah.
So, sorry, what were you going to say?
I don't remember. I mean, I think all professionals ought to respect privacy. And even in the store, our customers, like we have some of their information, but we're not going to share that with anyone. We're not even going to like do any sort of campaign to them with the information that we have. We have it there for our customers' convenience so that it can help them, not because we're going to use it somehow to our advantage or sell their information or
We're not telling you nothing.
we hear about those sort of things online all the time, even.
So we've been listening to the Libro FM again. Check out Libro FM at middlegroundbooks.com.
It's an audiobook platform.
It is an audiobook platform that is not sleazy.
And it's for independent booksellers.
But we've been listening to a book by Cory Doctorow, Can we say the title? Like, we're keeping this family.
I don't see why not. I mean, it's the title of the book.
It's called, could we say in poopification?
No, because that's not the title. And if they look for the book, they won't find it with that.
It's fine. I don't think there's going to be kids staying up listening to us ramble about this nonsense. Their parents might, but in shitification.
It's a very upsetting listen, but I think it's vital for
everyone
to
should
be
listen
aware.
To it.
Everyone ought to be aware that, like we've had fear of big corporations, and in the past, like we vilified different corporations like the Disney Corporation, or I that's the one that comes to mind, but that's like nothing compared to what's going on now electronically and online with different
giant
large
corporations.
Yeah, that are constantly monitoring and using our information that really ought to be private, using it to take advantage of not only consumers, but small businesses who are just trying to earn a living are being driven into the ground by huge corporations who have no excuse and no need for the large amounts of money that they're extracting from vendors and customers. So
I could go on a tirade. The book, I haven't finished it. I don't know if I want to, because I want to get to the part where he talks about what to do about it. Because right now I'm only in the part where he's talking about the things that make me very, very angry. But I feel like, well, what can we do about that? So allegedly, he's going to tell us what we can do about it. But it sort of feels, I guess I'm just very jaded.
It feels hopeless.
But yeah,
we also have another title in our store that you could check out if the one we are currently describing sounds too overwhelming. You could check out How to Resist Amazon and Why. We have that title in physical copy in the store along a similar line.
Yes.
So the enshittification or impoopification, why everything suddenly got worse and what to do about it.
Yeah, but that one's not even just about Amazon, which of course we as booksellers aren't huge fans of, just for obvious reasons. But it talks about other large corporations too that have just sort of infiltrated our entire lives. And that's why I'm just feeling like what can we do?
Google and Apple and
Facebook.
And I think that's an important point to make, is that it's not just about why everything getting worse. He actually describes exactly how and why everything gets worse. Yeah. And that has to do with platforms. Platforms being middlemen. And so like the book starts out talking about how stage 1 enshittification, the platform is really good to its customers. So
it's
Facebook,
so convenient and helpful and great.
Gives, for free, gives people the opportunity to socialize together and track one another's content and see posts from other people. And, stage 1, Amazon, they've got Amazon Prime. Everybody can, have free shipping for a year and all great customer service and all this other stuff. And, out of the gate, Twitter is great because it's this certain platform where everybody can kind of put a hashtag and reach everybody else, and it's super convenient.
And they took the knowledge from the users to improve it as they went along. A lot of like customer service, customers right. They're really great to their customers. Stage 2, they take the value that they've given the surplus of value, Dr. Howe says, and pull some of that surplus and basically sell that to their business partners. So the businesses, stage 2 is that the platform is really good to businesses. So Facebook sells our private data to the businesses and targets ads at us. Stage 2, Amazon, same story. They've got, targeted things so businesses can get to the customers. And so in a sense, the big platform sells out customers in order to make businesses happy. And then stage 3, enshittification, end stage, is
they sell out the businesses.
It's bad for everybody except...
It's just all around except, the company themselves.
So small sellers who sell things through Amazon give 50% of whatever we're paying. 50% of it is going to Amazon, and Amazon is doing literally nothing.
And the other
Which is... As a business owner, I'm like, that is insane.
There's no profit margin.
Zero profit margin. There can't be.
the other great thing that I didn't know is Amazon Prime, Amazon Media, all that stuff doesn't cost Amazon a penny. They pass all of those charges on to the manufacturers. So the manufacturer is paying the shipping. Or
the small businesses outlet I was just mentioning. So,
and they talked to Dr. Al talks about how that makes everything go up. So it makes prices because the manufacturer's own website cannot have a cheaper price than Amazon. So the manufacturers have to raise their prices on everything.
Right. Well, I mean, okay, so my mom works for a small business, and sometimes those things that they sell are listed on Amazon by some other person. And when people buy their product on Amazon, she's like, that is so much more expensive. Just get it from us. Like, it's insane, and it's frustrating. And it just seems hopeless, and what do you do about it? So that's why I do want to continue with the book, because I want to know, well, okay, can we actually do something about this? Because right now I'm just at I'm mad stage.
And that's why I was also suggesting the other title, because literally the title of the book is How to Resist Amazon. So it must have some what can we do about it points in it as well, I would think, from what the title is. And even if we were not talking about all of these other upsetting issues which the book outlines, just the concept that Amazon doesn't do anything to build our local community or our local economy. We're basically just sending all of that money out of our community, and we're not even helping the sellers that we're buying from. We're only helping Amazon. So it makes so much more sense to support local and buy local, because that gives jobs to your neighbor. That gives, income
to your community.
Your community. That gives places to your community. That gives, a nice, vibrant downtown to your community. And so just even if it were not all of the stuff that's described in gentrification, buying local just makes sense if you want to have a town, a good city for yourself and for your children. And
it's something that I kind of you're like, people have been talking for a while now about shopping local, and it just didn't realize how bad it really truly is, and how deep it's entrenched. And it's not just, I'm not just talking about Amazon. It talks about Google, it talks about Facebook, it talks about these other large,
Apple.
Yeah. So just how entrenched it is into society, I guess, just how it's just insane. So that's the part of the book that I want to get to, where he does talk about what to do about it.
I finished
it. That's the part I really want to get to.
In terms of things for us to do as individuals, it's not very long. They are societal and regulatory things, and there is some hope on that front. I'm going to move us on from here so we don't beat this dead horse. But intellectual property, the treatment of intellectual property and what that means and how that affects us. The movement from capitalism through techno-feudalism into the new stage thing that is really not about capitalism at all. It's another sort of feudalism. Where the ones who own everything are getting rents from everybody. That's a worthwhile treatment. There's just so much good. The book does land a little more political than I would like it to, looking at political solutions rather than grassroots, what we can do,
but
sort of things.
I don't know how you couldn't get political with it, because it's going to have to be regulated in some way, right? Some sort of legal action of some kind.
Perhaps. But I feel like, for me at least, a lot of the solution for me is to just do as much local as I can.
Well, and we decided, like everybody, we had Amazon Prime, and Amazon Prime is now past tense. So that's not a thing for us anymore.
And I don't think we'll miss it.
No. But going back, we've got pretty much no time.
Okay. Well, maybe next time we can get a bit more into some spooky books.
Well, and Banned Books Week. We talked a little bit about banned books tonight.
October 5th through 11th. So.
Well, and the other thing, the reason we're doing this is mostly fun, and this is one of the few times we can talk to one another in a day or a week.
Chit-chatting.
but also is so that we can talk to you who are not in Emporia. If you are in Emporia, yeah, stop by the store. We could hang out.
But you can also listen to this.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose.
You can listen to this and then come in the store and talk to us about what we talked about.
And tell us what you want us to
what
talk
you thought about.
Or tell us what you'd like us to talk about.
Yeah.
Hopefully this starts a conversation between us and you all who are listening. And we will look forward to that. So until next time.
We'll meet you in the middle. Hello, book lovers. This is Deborah from Middle Ground Books. You've been listening to Middle Ground Books After Hours, recorded here in Emporia, Kansas with Lance, Megan, and me. Come to Middle Ground Books to meet your friends, find your next great read, or help a child discover the wonder of imagination. Middle Ground Books After Hours is produced and remotely engineered by Cosmic Atom Sound Studios, producing the vision and making it sound. Cosmic Atom Sound Studios. Let's come together and build something new. We're so glad you spent this time with us after hours. Goodbye until next time when we meet you in the middle.
Oh, it looks like I forgot to press the record button.
Shut up. Are you being serious? You're not being serious.